Hey Diamond Quick Runners, today I just want to go over training plans and the logic behind those training plans. So on the 13th of October, a number of you will run either a marathon, half marathon, a 5 or a 10K. But it's not only important for this particular race, it's important for all the races that you do to realize that we do have training plans on the DCR website. So I'm going to tell you where those training plans are. I'm going to go over the principles of training, what we try to establish with that training, and how you should read those training plans. So first of all, where can you find the training plans? You go to the members area. So when you click on that, you'll see training plans on the left hand side here. Then you find training plans for 5, 10, half, and a full marathon. So let's say it's a half marathon. You click on it. It will basically, it doesn't open a separate window. It will download the training plan as a Word document, which you can find here. And this is just a training plan for the half marathon. The first thing that you need to realize is that those training plans are really geared towards those runners that are sort of more beginner runners, so maybe they have never run a half marathon before or a full marathon. Those of you who've done a marathon before, there are plenty of other training schedules that you can find online, but we thought it's very important to at least guide the beginner runner through their first half marathon, 5K, 10K, or marathon. So what you'll see is we've built it around 3 days a week, that you run 3 days a week, and that you've have time to rest and do some cross training, which is quite important. The first thing with those training plans, it's important to realize that everyone is different. So we all have different jobs. Some people work night shifts. Some people can run 3 times a week. Others can run 6 times a week. So it's all different. So the first thing that you want to do, if you want to have good guidance, is go to one of your DCR coaches, and they can run you through what you want, what you have available, and what your goals are, and then walk you through a specific training plan. So the training plans that you find online, these are just the generic training plans, but they are built on some basic principles, which we all go by. So the first principle is that in terms of distance, you'll see that from one week to the other, there's only about a 10% increase in distance. The reason for that is that if you increase it a little bit too much, there's a higher likelihood to get injured. As simple as that. The other thing that you'll see is that it builds for about 3-4 weeks, and then your load will be decreased for the following week, and then that following week you increase it again. The reason for that is that you built your strength, but you need to recover from that build, and that's why you've got this sort of a quote-unquote rest week, and then you build again, and you can see that your body is recovering well. And again, it's very important for your fitness, but also to prevent injury. The other thing that we work towards is the 20-80 rule, and that means that about 20% of your sessions, those are the hard sessions, and 80% are the easier sessions. So we would really not recommend you to do more than 20% hard. It's just, again, to prevent those injuries. So what you'll see when you talk to different people have different ideas about how many kilometers in total you should run, or how it should be built up, and that's fine. There are different ideas about how you should build the training plan, but for me the most important thing is that you are staying out of injuries. And staying out of injuries means that you don't increase your load too much, and you make sure that you've got enough rest in your plan. And really, whether you do your long run as a 35k run or 38k run, it's not really hard science. It's more like a philosophy that people have. Sometimes a 38k run works for one, but it doesn't work for somebody else. So that's the other thing that you got to keep in mind. Really listen to your body, and talk to one of the DCR coaches. What we've tried to do with all these training plans is to plan it around the the DCR skills sessions. So you can see in every training plan, you can see the Tuesday skills session, you can see the Thursday session, and the Sunday long run. The long run for the marathon will go up to say 35 or 36, and of course we'll never do that during one single session on a Sunday. So what you could do is you could do say 10 kilometers before the DCR session, then run 10 kilometers with the DCR people, and then do 10 kilometers after that, and then that makes a total of 30 kilometers. The other thing that is important is that although we give you a schedule, don't be a slave to your schedule. If you don't feel well, or you've got a cold or whatever, just adjust your schedule as you go. Your schedule is just a guide. It's not something that is set in stone. And again, everyone is different. There might be something in your private life or work that prevents you from following this particular plan. Nothing stops you from adjusting the plan. Again, the basic principle is staying out of injuries. And as I said, there's a lot of different philosophies about plans, and some people will say this is the best plan ever. But I think what's important to realize is that the plans are consistent in one thing, and that is that they do not want you to get injured. So the gradual increase in kilometers, that's just to prevent injuries. Your cross training, your core and your planks and all those kind of things are there to make you stronger. But more importantly, they're there so that you stay out of injuries. Your rest days are there to recover, and that will improve your fitness and will make sure that you can sustain a particular pace for longer. But more importantly, it prevents injuries. Because if there's one thing that we know about running, is that if you're injured, you can't run. It's as simple as that. So enjoyment, staying out of injuries, and making use of your DCR community, those are the three things that are the most important thing. So I'm happy to talk to you, talk to one of your coaches, have a look at all these training plans that we have available. Realize that these are just generic plans, so they're not specifically geared towards you. So you as a runner, just have a chat with one of us. Thank you.